Today we're going to be taking a look at the Order Domain Cleric, which is a subclass that can be found in Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica. You'll quickly see why I think this is probably one of the most fun ways to play a cleric here on Rolling with Advantage. Today, as we begin talking about the Order Domain Cleric and how I would build one, I'm actually building this for an upcoming game at 10th level. So this is actually going to be something that I'm going to be playing. And my concept behind this is that I want to be able to throw buffs out onto my party members using Order Domain. I'll show you the mechanic here in a second why that's so powerful. And I want those buffs to stay around. So I don't want to be losing concentration checks if I take damage. Now, of course, as a cleric, I have high AC, but as you get higher, things just start hitting you. You got spells hitting you. There's an area of effect stuff. You're gonna take damage. So I don't want to be losing, my powerful buffs, even if it's just a bless or a spirit guardians, because I can't hold my concentration. So what I want to do is I'm taking variant human, language, pick whatever you want. My two stats I want to put one in wisdom, one in constitution. I'm going to come down here, skill, always have a way to have perception in a build. And then down here, 4. We're going to take resilient constitution as my feat. This gives me another point in constitution, so I'll get 2 points for constitution out of my race. And it's going to give me proficiency in saving throws for constitution, which the cleric doesn't naturally get. Constitution is a great saving throw to have. Having it on a spellcaster is huge because it helps your concentration checks. So we're going to come down here to class. As I said, we're going to do 10 levels of Order Domain. Before I do that, we're going to go to abilities. We're going to take a look. I'm not saying strength is a dump stat. I'm just saying I don't ever intend on swinging unless I absolutely have to. Now, I may roll for stats once I get with the DM, so this may change. But under point by, this is kind of just showing you priority. I want high constitution, high wisdom. And with the stats that I showed you earlier, this is going to get me to a 16 constitution and an 18 wisdom. Wait a minute, 18. Oh, it's because I already put ASI in. All right, I'll show you. It'll be 16 constitution, 16 wisdom. And when I get to my class, I'll show you here. So what we're looking at, proficiencies, pick what you want. I think insight's great. As a cleric, I feel like I have to have religion as kind of my thing. We'll take a look at the domain spells for order. It's a solid kit. It's not the best in the world, but we'll take it. I like mass healing word being on this list. I also like the fact that hold person is on here because I'm always gonna pick that anyway. And I love command. So those are 3 solid spells right there. I like to have on tap. Now, as we go down and take a look, Voice of Authority is the ability we're building around. What this does is it allows me, I can use this at first level. Anytime I use a spell that's at least first level and it targets an ally, I can have them use their reaction to immediately attack someone that I choose. So the cleric actually makes the choice. So this is kind of a warlord ability from like 4th edition where you're kind of calling out, hey, someone, you over there, paladin, hit this guy. So they have to choose to use their reaction. But if they do, then I choose the target, which I think is pretty interesting. Now, there is one thing here. It does say that if I target more than one ally, say like bless or mass healing word, I choose the ally who can make the attack. So it's only a 1 of per spell. So you can't go like mass healing word and then have 4 guys use their reaction to attack the target, like something crazy. That would be really cool, but I understand that was kind of a balancing mechanic because that would just be really stupid. All right, so coming down here, Order Demand, you can use your Channel Divinity to charm people close to you. Super cool, good thing to have in the kit. My first thing I'm going to do at level 4 is I'm going to take a feat for Warcaster. This is going to give me advantage on my Constitution saving throws. That's huge because that's going to allow me to not only do I have proficiency because of the resilient feat that I took at level 1, but I'm also going to have advantage. So I'm going to have huge abilities to make sure I never bust concentration. Like I'm doing everything I can to hold on to those abilities. I'm also going to be able to cast all my stuff while I've got my shield up, which again is going to help me be defensive. And I can use, I like this, that I can actually cast a spell with my opportunity attack. It doesn't come up often, but it's cool to have because I don't want to be swinging a weapon unless I absolutely have to. Destroy Undead. typical cleric stuff. Embodiment of the Law. Now, this is pretty interesting. If I cast a spell of the enchantment school using a spell slot 1 or higher, I can change the casting time from a bonus action to from an action to a bonus action. That's really cool because it allows me to throw out buffs super quick and still keep my action to do other things. Now, I am still casting a spell, so it's going to kind of limit me to doing like a cantrip or something else with this. But I like the fact that I'm not losing my action economy. So that's pretty cool. That's a really cool ability. Divine Strike is here. Honestly, I don't see me using this often. If I ever find myself, swinging a weapon with this character, I've done something horribly wrong. However, I like having this in a pinch. It's also good to note that the extra damage on Divine Strike here is psychic damage. And that's good to know because keep that in mind. If you're fighting undead, this is terrible. But other things out there, you'd be surprised how much sometimes this damage slips under damage resistance and immunity. So sometimes having psychic damage in your kit's not a bad thing. So good thing to have. I just don't see me using it very often. Depends on how you play, though. Here, this is why the wisdom was higher when we looked at it earlier. I went ahead and put 2 points here because I do want higher wisdom. And Divine Intervention is the midway capstone, which I think is great, where I can call upon my deity to save our bacon. Love this ability. We'll use it a lot, and it's why I'm not multi-classing. I want to go straight to level 10 and get this. Now, this build I'm doing today is just for the first 10 levels because this is kind of something I'm playing pretty soon. For spells, my cantrips, love Guidance, probably my favorite cantrip in the game. Light is always good. I love casting this on my shield and just kind of having it as like a giant flashlight. Thaumaturgy, great RP thing I love to have. Toll of the Dead, you're either taking this or Sacred Flame. I haven't decided which one I want yet. I kind of like this one because it's a wisdom saving throw versus a dex saving throw. I also like that it can be a lot of damage. This character won't be very fast. I see me going lower in the initiative range, so I'm hoping other people have hit before I go. So I think Toll of the Dead is the way to go with this one. Word of Radiance, you could pick what you want. I like having a little burst in case you get a lot of little kobolds or something on you. I can kind of burst them down. Okay, so as far as spells, these are all the spells that come with the kit. As far as what I want to add on top of this, spells that I like: Guiding Bolt, love it, good ranged attack. Healing Word is a great spell because it's a cheap spell that I can give someone a heal, and I can also key off of my order domain to make them attack. So as a bonus action, I can target my paladin or barbarian, have them attack the target again, and give them a little bit of boost of healing. Also do note that healing your barbarian is always great because of their raging, you're getting like double the healing off of it if you kind of think about it. Also coming down, love Sanctuary. It's a great spell. Other spells I like Enhance Ability. You'd be surprised how many times that stuff comes up. Hold Person we've already got. I'm just kind of showing you the ones I like. Spiritual Weapon, love that one. Other spells that I'll take, I love Dispel Magic. We need some, where's my big buff? Spirit Guardians. I want to keep my Spirit Guardians up, love that. Sending is fun. What else do I like here? Love the fact this has Dominate Person. That's great. Holy Weapon. Love Holy Weapon. Okay, so this is a touch spell, but you can run up kind of behind your melee, and you hit him with this. He'll immediately get to attack with his reaction because of your other ability that you've got. For being an order domain, and this thing can start pumping out a lot of damage. I really like Holy Weapon. Mass Cure Wounds is fun too. So these are just some of the ones that I like. This may change depending on what you're going through, what you expect to find. You have to kind of have a little bit of foresight on what you're going into. Motivational speech is fun. There's a lot of cool stuff here. So this is kind of just the basic ideas. I know I've got more slots I haven't picked yet, but these are just some of my thoughts on what I'm going to go with this. Again, here's my stats. For background, there's a lot of ways you can go with this. For this particular character, I'm probably going to go Faction Agent. Working with Order the Gauntlet or something like that. I like Survival on my clerics because it's wisdom based. It's a really good skill. You may not always have a ranger or a druid around, so having that is cool. And I'm going to go Animal Handling. Again, it's wisdom based, and I'm hoping maybe I'm like a mounted warlord running around on a horse. Kind of like that idea. I want Celestial to talk to my deity, and we'll go Abyssal. That way I'm always talking. I know the languages of the things that I might be fighting and my friends. So that's kind of where I'm at with this. We need a cool picture. Oh, I like that guy. He's got a helmet. All right, so this is where we're looking now for base equipment. Now, this is going to be 10th level, so this may not be, what you're really going to be looking at, but just kind of get you an idea stat-wise. He's got a hand axe on the back. He's got an amulet. He's got a emblem of my faction. Just, the basics here. All right, and then always, here's a cool tip. Anytime you're making characters in here, be sure you go through here and you actually equip your weapons. If you don't, when you go to your character sheet, your stats aren't going to be right, your armor won't be right, so just be sure you do that. Little tip. All right, so with no magic items whatsoever, you're looking at an 18 AC. This is no upgraded armor, no plate. That's a solid AC. I mean, you can get that at level 1. That's crazy. So we're going to have a good armor class with this. We're going to have good hit points because we have a high constitution. And this is what I like to see right here. I have proficiency in my con, whiz, and charisma. All of those are solid saves. And these are the two that you're going to hit a lot, is wisdom and constitution. Now, I do realize that I don't have a good deck save, and that stinks. You could take Shield Master if you're going to be going up against a lot of breath weapons and dragons and things. It may not be a bad thing to kind of give you a way to try to protect yourself from that. So this is kind of your weakness, but you could pick that up with a feat if you wanted to. You could, instead of taking those 2 points that I had to stick into wisdom later for the level 8 ASI, you could pick up Shield Master. So that's an option, which I might do. So this is kind of what you're looking at. I think it's a solid character. I think it's a lot of fun things you can do. I love this whole idea that I can buff my friends. Everyone at the table will be giving you high fives. I mean, you're going to be healing people. They're going to be, placing huge attacks, especially if you, use your holy weapon on the paladin or the barbarian. They get to roll an extra attack. Heaven forbid that's a crit. I mean, now we're just talking about magical Christmas land stuff, but man, this could be a whole lot of fun to play. So if you have played an Order Domain Cleric and you have any tips or tricks, please leave some comments below. I am going to be playing this pretty soon, and I would love for the community to tell me, did I do something wrong? Did I miss something? Would you do it a little different? Anyway, I would love to hear your thoughts. So until next time, keep rolling with advantage. Thanks.